Okay, so we've gotten the file now and we're ready to run it through the skip trace system to get all the phone numbers and contact information we need. So you're just going to go over to app.directskip.com, log in with our username and password. Oops. That you should have gotten via email. If you did not get that for whatever reason, just email support@directskip.com and we will get you guys the information you need. But once you get logged in there with your username and password, you're going to click this Your Files thing right here. If you have any prepaid tokens, that amount would show right here. If you're just looking to process an order, hit your credit card, don't worry about it. You don't need to have those. We're just going to go upload the file and process a real simple order. So just come in here to upload file. You can use a CSV or an Excel file. Either one of them will work, but it has to be one of those two types. And you want to make sure that the column headers are in that file as well. There's a little video down here. If you get stuck and you're not sure, there's a video here to kind of remind you of how to do this the right way. But it's a real simple process I'll walk you through right now. So we have a file here, skip test one. All this information here you don't have to touch. So leave all that. That comes out of your account automatically. And then you just have to do this choose file and hit save. And after we save it, you're going to be taken to the screen right here. And this is the mapping step. So very important. This is the step where you're going to tell the computer how to use the information you're sending in. So you got to make sure that you map these field names the right way. If they match the exact name, you can see here that mailing address just kind of filled in. That's because your file has a column named mailing address. So it matched that automatically. So for the rest of them, we're going to go in here and just fill in the information. So last name, we want owner one last name. First name, we want owner one first name. Mailing address looks correct for what I have in the file. So mailing address, and then property address for me is just named address, city, state, zip. So we're going to map those. And that's it. It's just really those fields right there. You don't need to worry about mapping anything else. We hit save. It's going to take you to the screen. Now, very important in the screen, take a second, preview, make sure this information is correct. You're only going to pay for data that hits properly, right? So if you input it incorrectly, it's usually not going to hit, and then you're not going to get charged for it, but you don't want to waste time having to go through this stuff multiple times. So we're going to go in here. We're just going to double check that it looks right. You know, does the last name, first name look right? Do you see a John and a Angela and a Deborah in the last name column? Sometimes that happens when we move too quickly and accidentally flip the first name and the last name in our mapping step. So sometimes the original file has that information incorrectly. There's just all sorts of different reasons that can happen. That's why this preview is here, so use it. It's there just to double check everything, make sure everything looks good before we go to the payment step. So we're gonna do that, everything looks right, hit save. Right here, it's gonna ask you for payment. So depending on how your account is set up, it's gonna ask you to put in your credit card information and authorize that file, and then it'll go to work, start running that. So you're gonna see that sitting in here for you after you create the credit card step. It's going to go through a bunch of different steps, but it'll say done once it's done. And then you're going to get an email alert once it's done as well. And then from there, really just pay attention to what your results look like. Depending on how your hit rate comes back, it typically tells you one of a couple things. There's some other videos you can go to see how to address those things on tips. If your hit rate hits at a certain thing, you're looking for 95% plus, definitely 90% plus. So depending on where you're getting your data, and if you input it correctly, that can affect those results. So definitely reach out to us if you need help with a file that doesn't hit right, or check out the videos in the FAQ section on how to use those pieces correctly, or how to interpret those results in a better way to get more results. But in the meantime, we're going to let this file run here. Files can take anywhere from 5 to about 40 minutes, depending on the size. This is 116 records, so I'd expect this to take anywhere from 10 to 12-ish minutes, somewhere in there, sometimes up to 20. So just give it a little bit of time. You can keep checking back in here and refreshing and see. You can see it's starting to process that file now, or just wait for that email that'll let you know when that file is done and completed, and when it's ready for download. There's a link right in that file you can use to download it, or you can come log in here to the system and click the download button to download that results file as well. Any other questions, please reach out to support@directskip.com. We have teams always standing by to help you with this stuff. Data can be a little bit tricky sometimes, and knowing how to get the most out of your files is really what we're here to help you do, and what our teams are experts at. So use us wisely. We're here to help. Email support@directskip.com, and good luck with those skip traces.